Okay. You promise I won't feel anything?
I'm sure you won't feel anything. If you do, scream.
Okay.
Okay?
So Jeremy from Alpine Stars has brought us down to the laboratory, the development laboratory for the car parts. Now, what have we got here? We're in strength testing.
We're in strength testing. We're looking at a piece of cordura in the traction machine, which actually is a coated cordura, and we use it in karting suits. There's a double stitch seam there.
It's starting to stretch. I can see.
It's starting to stretch.
Oh, it's getting very long and skinny. And the force here on the computer I can see is going up and up and up on the graph. Oh. It's going. Whoa, that's like a firework. Now that, to me, doesn't look like the material's been completely ruined.
No, the material actually is okay, apart from a few of the strands on each side where it's obviously pulled apart due to the traction, but otherwise the material is fine. The stitching actually gave out, and that's something we can improve. We're always looking to develop the stitching, whether it's the actual thread material or the pattern that we use. But the result's pretty good. That's well above the requirement.
So this is for karting.
Yes.
You wouldn't use it in a Formula 1 car though?
No, because we use Nomex for car racing. We have to make sure that there is fire and heat proofing in the suit, so Nomex is the material of choice. And the parameters for the tests are slightly different. So this was a bit more spectacular.
Very spectacular. Now you've mentioned heat. I want to know about heat testing or fire testing.
Okay, well for that we'll go and conduct a series of burn tests in the flame cabin.
Here we go, let's do it. So heat testing makes me slightly nervous. There is a flame, I can already see a flame.
Yes, the critical performance for Nomex suits that we use in Formula 1 is that they are resistant to flame. In this case we have a direct flame test, and also to heat. So we measure heat build-up over time. The FIA have extremely strict rules about how the suits have to perform, so that the drivers are protected, and obviously we're sure that if there is a fire, then the drivers have a good chance of getting out of the car. So these two tests are fundamental to the FIA requirements, and then obviously we have to make them as performing as we can, while achieving the rules here.
Right, so I'm guessing that baby flame isn't what you're going to use to test it.
Actually, it is, and you'll be surprised. The flame temperature at the tip there is around about 700 degrees.
Oh
so,
my goodness!
It's quite warm, and that will be introduced against the Nomex. This is a sample of Nomex for 10 seconds. We'll run it for just a bit longer, and we're looking to see how the Nomex reacts to that flame.
Right. Should we take it away?
Should we do it?
Let's test the Nomex. Thank you very much. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Whoa. That's amazing. That is incredible.
Okay, so it's done
well.
well.
There's no hole or anything there?
No, we ran it on for about 14-15 seconds, and obviously you see the discoloration, but there's no hole, there's no molten debris, and there's no afterflame. And those are the key demands.
That's incredible that it hasn't spread. If you did it with a napkin, you get that.
Oh, I mean,
the flame just takes over.
If you put a normal piece of clothing, cotton or whatever in there, I mean, it would have disappeared in no time.
That's incredible. Wow. Okay, so that's all good.
Yes. And
we
then
test the heat.
This is a slightly more brutal test. We take the 3 layers of a suit. Typically, a suit we make for Formula 1 is 3 layers. We have an outer layer, which is the finishing surface in Nomex, a felt middle layer, which is really the most protective layer, and then an inner comfort layer, which is also stretchy and has to be moisture absorbing and everything. But those 3 put together form a very effective heat barrier, and we introduce them into this thermocouple here with a large flame underneath, and then we measure on the computer basically how long it takes for a heat rise of no more than 24 degrees. What we actually have to achieve is in 11 seconds no more than 24 degree increase in heat at the thermocouple.
And that's all throughout the suit?
Yes, that's all throughout the suit. And we're also testing gloves, shoes, underwear as well.
Right, so this one on the right is the heat test. Flame is going. Should we put it underneath? Test this fabric out. So how long does it need?
We're allowed 11 seconds, and in that time we must see a temperature rise of no more than 24 degrees.
Right.
The idea being that if a driver's trapped in a car, we know that they're protected from the heat of a fire for that period of time.
Wow, and that is, look at that, that's incredible. You can see a tiny bit of the heat coming through, but essentially...
Yeah, no, it's very
safe.
effective actually. It's a very effective barrier.
That is incredible. Look at that. And that, look at that.
Yeah,
it's
scorched,
almost like,
but it's not perforated.
And it's sort of got stuck to each other. You can feel it's like got a bit gluey.
Yeah. And if
And
you
it's
look on
sort
the
of,
inner side, there's basically
see, that's
no
amazing.
burn through at all.
That's incredible. And no hole whatsoever.
No.
And so if you see, it's almost crispy. Look at that. No, that's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Safe
But
as
that'll
houses.
be on the outer layer, and there's no breaking.
No, nothing at all.
On the inner layer.
No, your skin would be
Yes. Yeah. Well
A-OK. Brilliant. Pass the test.
So that was the scientific testing. As you can see, both tests are conducted in very strict compliance circumstances for the FIA.
And they all worked?
Yes, they all worked. The outcomes were as we expect. So maybe we'll put a product on you and see how that goes in reality.
Yeah, well, judging by the tests, I'm feeling okay. What am I testing?
Right, well, I think one of our F1 spec gloves, if you want to put that on.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a Nomex glove. This is exactly the same as...
Exactly what we've just tested.
Well, yes, made of the same materials. This is actually the sort of glove that Sebastian Vettel and Kimi and the rest of our guys wear.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is just play a lighter flame under the palm of the glove. The tip of this flame is actually about 800 degrees.
Okay, you promise I won't feel anything?
I'm sure you won't feel anything. If you do, scream.
Okay.
Okay? So we'll just introduce it under there.
Ooh,
Are you feeling anything?
I can feel warmth.
Yeah. There we go.
Ooh. Do it again.
How's that?
Well, absolutely no burn. It's all good. I need the rest of the suit now, though, so the gloves are sorted.
Yes.
Should we go and see where the suits
we'll
are made?
go over to racing development and see how we put a suit together.
Bye! So we've come from the burning testing to race suit development, and we've got Webber's suit up on the screen here.
Yes, we've got the patterns for Mark here, so parts of the suit that are being created. The starting point was obviously to measure Mark, so we have a very exact fit, both of him standing, but more particularly when he's sitting in his race car. The suit is designed first and foremost for performance, so we want to make sure that he's comfortable in the car and that he has as much flexibility of movement as possible.
So all those measurements get loaded up onto here, and then you can move all the pieces around. Look at that.
Yeah, you can manipulate the patterns, and what we're looking for ultimately is to bring it all together. We work to extremely exact tolerances, which means that every time we make a suit for Mark, unless there's a conscious decision to change a part or as part of the development or something that he needs, every suit will come out exactly the same.
God, and he can tell, I suppose, if it's slightly out of...
Yes, athletes at this level have an uncanny sense of feel and fit. So we know for sure if something isn't quite right, and that goes for auto and the same for the MotoGP riders as well.
So I guess all these patterns then have to come off the computer.
Yes, we take those and they go over to the automated plotting table. That will print out all of the individual patterns for the suit. From that we create the actual cutting templates, and then when we go outside you'll see those cuts being made.
Brilliant, let's go and check out what's going on next door. So it's pattern preparation time. I recognise this from NASCAR, Danica Patrick.
Yes, indeed. This is the outer shell of Danica's suit. The patterns are just being laid up and cut now. So we'll then move that from here onto the build line. But all of the patterns, as we saw earlier, have been pre-made, all cut, ready to go, and then we just cut the material.
And it's the same fabric as F1, fireproof being the main
fireproof
thing.
Nomex. This is a Nomex outer shell, and then the print and embroidery already placed on these particular sections, and then yes, we'll then build the suit from here.
So from little pieces, it all starts to take shape. Danica's suit is being sewn together. That's amazing. Look, little holes for the arms.
Yes, that's the arm section and the shoulder.
And very important, get your Alpine stars on there as well.
Yes, the shoulder is functional though. The suit has an extraction system, so basically this sits as a loop on top of the shoulder. So if a driver's trapped in the cockpit, then marshals can actually get hold of the shoulder, and that helps with the extraction.
So we had Danica Patrick's suit being pieced together. Now we've got some Red Bull suits.
Yes.
So there are lots of different fabrics which I kind of recognised from earlier on in the laboratory.
Yes, you will. We've got the outer layer, which is the presentation fabric, but it's also a fireproof Nomex. Then we have the middle layer felt, which is the primary safety layer. And then we have the inner comfort stretch Nomex, which sits inside the suit.
Oh yeah. And that's all being sewn together over there?
Yes, that will be the three layers that make up the suit, and then it will all come together and specially shaped with the stretch panels in the back there, as you can see. So when the driver gets into the cockpit, they're comfortable, and the suit is already in a driving position.
Yeah, to give them flexibility.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, so can we see a suit that has been pieced together
Yeah.
and is ready for action?
We've got one of Mark Webber's suits over here.
Whoa, let's go. Mark Webber's suit, look
Mark
at that.
Webber's suit, yeah. This is one of Mark's suits, shaped exactly for his needs.
And we've got the
yeah.
that bit you're explaining.
Yes, the epaulets there, which, as I say, can be used for the extraction.
And then breathability here.
Breathability and stretch. As I said, the suits have to be very stretched and comfortable. The chest is purposely reduced so that when Mark slides down into the cockpit and pulls the straps tight, we don't get lots of material bunching up under the straps or under his hands device. Yeah. So all of those factors are critical to performance.
And down here, this isn't where I would expect. Oh, it's stretchy.
Yes, we have
window.
knee stretch, and that runs all the way up to the crotch area as well. So means the suit's ultra flexible around the lower side, and everything's pre-shaped as well. And technology that we actually brought over from motorcycle racing, something that hadn't been seen before in auto racing, that all of the suit is pre-shaped.
So like we saw with the motorbikes already?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
And all of these bits, even the cuffs, everything's fireproof?
All of it is fireproof, yes. It has to conform to FIA technical regulations.
Absolutely, wow. So we have seen an F1 suit go from start to finish. Thank you very much. And who knows, maybe this will be on the podium sometime soon, before the end of 2013.
We have one of Mark's suits, Mark Marquez's suits, that's ready for the final parts of the process. Actually, the attachment of the shoulder protector.
Yeah, that's pretty hard.
So that